is there's a movie being produced right in town.
There is?
Yeah.
No, you're lying. You're
Yeah.
fibbing. You're
No,
fibbing, Mike.
it's actually happening here in town, and it's being produced and directed, and the complete production is being done by
Paul Lash.
Not me.
Paul Lash. No, not Paul Lash.
There you go, Paul. Mine would be the grouchy old men.
No, that's a documentary.
And
That's
you're
not a
gonna
movie.
you're gonna do a
That's your
remake of,
daily life, Paul.
he's gonna do a remake of
Yeah,
No Country
that's,
for Old Men.
yeah. So it's by Platinum Gear Productions right here in town, and it's our very own Chris Goodenough. Hello, Chris. So how did the whole concept of The Last American Vampire, which is the name of the movie, how did that all come up?
Well, as you know, and as a lot of our listening audience knows, Jewett City is historically the first sighting in America of vampires. There's actually two sightings. One was with the Ray family, and one was I can't remember the other gentleman's name, but where
Voluntown, right? Or Patchogue, or
right,
Yeah.
where they actually had people exhume the bodies, chop them up, fold their arms in a cross, put a cross in, and put them back in the ground because people were getting sick. So, with that in mind, I wanted to write a vampire movie that happens in and around Jewett City. It's kind of like an homage to us being historically that prevalent.
Mhm.
And the script came out really good. We've got some amazing talent coming in to act in it. I am actually stepping aside. Brian Powell, my normal associate director or assistant director, he's going to be taking the reins on this one, and he's got a great vision for the movie. So I think it's going to be phenomenal.
Now, where is it? Where's it going to be? Where are you going to film? Are you going to do it locally here, or
We are as much as possible. Just because of uh, things that I've witnessed or things that I've seen in the past, I know certain shots that I want for the film. We're going to be filming down at the Guard Theater, which was our start with Gray Man.
Yeah, I'm saying you use the Guard Arts Theater quite a bit.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Jeannie Siegel and her husband Steve, they're just phenomenal folks, and they really support the arts. So they've got this basement that is just old and dusty and dirty, and is just the perfect spot to have our vampires lair. So we're gonna haul our coffin down there and
Mhm.
film for a day, and we're gonna do some filming at Mohegan Park. But as much as humanly possible, I want to keep it here in town. So, people can come by and, if they are so interested, they can come by and watch us film or whatever.
Now, do you have to pull any kind of permits or anything like that to videotape in town? Yeah. I mean, is it creating a ruckus?
No.
We got to close roads, or what do we got to do?
No, we don't have any scenes in this movie where closing the roads or involving state troopers or anything like that is going to be necessary. We'll be filming mostly at night. Excuse me. So, we might have to pull some permits from the town. Hey, do you mind if we go in the graveyard at night and film a scene?
Mhm.
But otherwise, yeah, it's just going to be a great thing to work with.
Now, this is going to be a short film, right?
Right. Right now it's 17 pages, which equates out to each page being a minute.
Okay.
So about 17 minutes. We'll be placing it on video on demand on Amazon and Vimeo. Once we get it completed, we'll also be doing a premiere, hopefully here.
Mm-hmm.
So people can come by and watch it and give us their input.
This fly around here is immortal.
There can be only
Can't
one
get it.
fly.
There's only one fly.
Bastard. I was like, I wonder. I got that one that was on my leg.
You did, yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah. Like,
Now there's
bam!
another one back. It'll put up like a fly strip or something now.
So, what kind of a cast do you have? Where do you find people that are in a short movies? I don't really. I mean, I know personally a little bit about short films just by being around you,
Right.
but how popular are short films compared to full feature length motion pictures that you find in a theater?
Well, short films to me are a stepping off point. A lot of local talent that hasn't really done much in film will typically come on board on a short film where they can kind of grow their chops.
Mm-hmm.
So finding local talent is always critical. We hold auditions. We have callbacks once we figure out who in the auditions was fitting the part.
Yeah.
And we narrow it down to our final cast. And in this case, like I said, we've got 3 extraordinary actors.
Mm-hmm. So you have I saw some pictures. Like there's one young lady by the name of her character is Miriam.
Right.
So tell us about Miriam and who she is and what role she plays, and then we'll get into who she is as an actress.
Sure. Miriam is badass. She had a tragic event happen in her life that now has.
This is the story now we're talking, right?
Right.
All
Without giving too much away, she had a bad episode happen in her life that has now led her to become a vampire hunter and seek revenge on the last American vampire. So yeah, she takes no flack. She's a fighter, and she's just a tough girl.
Okay. Now the actress, what is her name?
Mary Liz Adams.
Okay.
She's actually coming from New York for this.
Why do every actress and actresses, they have their first, middle, and last name? Can't it just be John Jones?
Yep.
No.
Well, we do have an Eric Brown, and we do have a Kramer Kowalik.
Ooh. Can't forget that name.
Yeah. So
Paul actually reacted to that. He moved his eyebrow.
he did the Spock eyebrow
He
thing,
did, yeah. He moved.
or the Rock
He's,
eyebrow.
I worry all the time that Paul's just animatronic, but no, he actually moved.
When I come in on Fridays, I typically check him for a pulse every 15
Just
minutes.
gotta poke him a little bit, I was like, hey,
Hit him-
hey.
I'll stab him with a sharp stick.
So Terry, tell us about Mary Liz Adams
Mary Liz
from
Adams.
New York.
She happened to see our postings advertising a casting call and sent us her reel, which is an assortment of different acting things that she's done, and we liked her a lot. So
Real REEL.
right.
Okay. got
So
it,
we
got it.
invited her
Like a
to
demo.
come up and do a cold read of what we call sides, which are little snippets of the movie. And she just blew it away. I will say, though, Mary is a tremendous actress, but the other 2 actresses that we had come in and read were just as good. It was really a tough call picking who was going to be Miriam.
So if one of the women that auditioned for the role of Miriam are listening or watching this after the fact on YouTube or whatever, and what do you tell them? Like, hey, sorry, but you're great, but
it didn't turn out to be the acting chops. There was other little special things, like there's a fight that Miriam has with the vampire hunter lead, Wyatt.
Mhm.
And so we needed someone that was very athletic and could fight, had a history of being able to do hand-to-hand combat and stuff. The other 2 girls were terrific. They had dance backgrounds,
Oh.
but they didn't have that fighting background. So we ended up going with Mary.
Got it.
But
Got it.
yeah, I really give Brian props, because having to make those phone calls and choose the one he did, it was a tough call.
Sure.
It was a coin flip, really. They were just so good.
What about now the vampire hunter?
Wyatt.
Wyatt?
Yep.
And who's playing that? And where's he from?
Eric Brown is playing it. Eric was actually the lead in the short film that we did for the Southeastern Connecticut Filmmakers Group, Nye, which is going to be coming out very shortly. And again, we had Eric on board. I was the director for that. And when he read for Nye, I was just amazed. I call them pregnant pauses. When you do a dramatic reading, it's not just straight talk. It's not just throwing the words out there. You have these little pauses put in there that let the audience come into the film. And when he read for Nye, he was just amazing. So when it came to writing the script for The Last American Vampire, it was like, I'm writing this for him. I'm writing this for
Yeah.
Eric to do. And he came in again and did his readings, and there was just no other choice. He's that good.
Okay. So you're talking about Nye, but let's talk about how does that translate into the Last American Vampire?
How does Nye translate?
Well, no, you said he was that good in Nye.
Right.
So what makes him the right choice in the Last American Vampire, which are totally different roles?
Well, it is and it isn't. The character in Nye is a post-apocalyptic dad that's trying to get his daughter safely through this destroyed world. So it's very dramatic, and the character of Wyatt in The Last American Vampire is very dramatic also, because he's had a tragic event happen to him that has created his persona. So there's similarities between the two characters. So it was easy when I was writing The Last American Vampire to see him doing those roles.
Got it. I do want to break away just from the conversation for a second and go ahead and just address one of the comments from John. Says, whatever happened to Time Traveler Joe? I will tell you, Time Traveler Joe will no longer be on SNSN. So there you go.
He's going back to the 23rd
Yeah,
century.
Don't really care where he went, but but he will no longer be on our station. So
And I wasn't laughing at you, Chris. It was just because he was asking, how does Nye translate into The Last American Vampire? And I'm like, in Nye, he was a post-apocalyptic dad trying to get his son, or daughter, sorry. Wow, I'm on it today, huh? You should have got me that large coffee. I noticed you didn't.
You go, boy.
Yeah. I'm going to be off for that, too. Stump the chump. But I'm like,
he's waiting. See,
Yeah.
Paul is.
he's one track on Fridays.
Wait. This is Chris's moment. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to. I want him to explain this movie.
Even when it's your moment, you still sit there and you're like, you got the weather, Paul? Oh,
Trust me, Paul, I
Oh,
have my
yes, that's it.
moments.
Not to take it away. I had the weather. And what did he do? He
he
ignored me.
did not.
I had it right up. I was ready to go.
Well,
And
you
he
know how many
stopped.
times have I asked you for the weather and you go, oh no,
Oh no! Stab him with a sharp stick.
do a remake of Mr. Bill.
Oh no!
Oh
Help me, Mr. Bill.
It's Sluggo.
But no, yeah. But now, how Wyatt translates from Nye to this is now he's a dad in a post-vampiric world trying to get his daughter through.
That's right. See, very easy.
it all comes
Austin
together.
has connected the dots.
Yeah, they're all in the same
I should have
cinematic
just asked you the
universe.
question.
Yeah,
know?
it's the coffee.
They're all in the
It's
same
getting to him now.
cinematic
He's like,
universe.
aha!
Chris don't have a damn clue, apparently. So we'll just ask you.
Oh, like you said the other day, Mike. Things in radio, it all comes full circle.
It's all
Well,
full circle.
it's all coming full circle now.
That's right. So okay, so we I don't want to get into the lead character yet. Now there's a 3 or 4.
There's 3 lead characters:
All right.
the vampire hunter, his daughter, and the vampire.
Okay, that's 3.
Yep.
Who's the other one? You said 4.
No, 3.
Oh, just 3. Well, I didn't know if there's anybody else in the movie.
There is actually 4 vampires. The first 3 have tragic endings, making our lead character Amon the last American vampire.
Mhm. Got it. Okay, all right. You signed up for this, man.
That's right.
You signed up for this, Fritz.
We're gonna have
Sorry.
really cool special effects. There's all kinds of fighting going on. It's gonna be a real road trip.
Oh.
So now tell us about the lead actor who he was here about a week and a half ago.
Yep.
Tell
Yeah,
us about him.
Kramer Kowalik. I took my boys to the Robin Hood Fair over in Harwington this year. And when we got to the gate, they hadn't opened yet, and they had characters going around. This was the Robin Hood Fair, and he was playing the lead role of Robin. And within 30 seconds, I took a picture of him and sent it to my partners. I said, I found Amin. He,
It was Batman. Oh, wrong Robin.
Ron Robin.
Okay.
Yeah. Round Robin. So we did the whole festival thing, and about towards the end, he was talking to one of my sons. I walked over to him and I looked at him. He looked at me and I said, "Do you act?"
Ah,
And he got this really insecure look on his face, like this guy's not so straight.
yeah.
So,
Or he's gonna rip me up, or he's making fun of me, or
so then I told him about The Last American Vampire. I gave him my business card and I said, "You really, really need to send me your stuff." And he did. And we looked at it and we said, you know what? We need to get him back in here for callbacks and have him audition with the lines. And so he came in and we did the reading with him. And it was like there was no other choice. You know, from the Robin Hood Fair to now, he has been my selection of this guy's the vampire.
I remember being in the back room in my office and you doing the read up here, and all I heard was screaming.
Mm-hmm. There's a part in one of the scenes where him and Miriam go head to head and they both yell at each other. And when I delivered my line, because I was reading for Miriam at the time,
Well,
You look like a
don't
man.
laugh.
You make a very good Miriam.
I
Chris.
do. I
You
do.
would. You would.
Acting is acting like you're not acting.
Exactly.
So when I did, when I yelled at him, he came right back and he physically made me take a step back.
really?
Yeah, yeah. It was like, and I got chills and I'm like, oh my God, this guy's great.
Playing the part.
Are there going to be any extras?
There are,
try
besides
to
the
get
three
them
vampires that
If you need any statues, call Paul.
we are going to have, we are going to have a scene in a bar, and the two vampire hunters are going to come in and approach Amin, the vampire, and there's going to be extras in the bar.
Oh, so maybe some of the folks
Right.
eventually from
Yeah.
town be part of the movie.
Exactly. So, you know, anybody local, anybody that's listening, if you're interested in being an extra that day, you know, please get in touch with me.
Or you can do it at Paul's Pot Farm.
Yeah,
There you
yeah. Right next to Chicken Coop Farm.
Yep.
Paul's Pot Farm, Taylor Hill, Jewett City. Taylor Hill, right where you think you're high, get higher at Paul's Pot Farm.
Woo!
Stop on by.
You know
say
why?
goodbye.
We're legal.
The hill ain't high enough.
I mean, it sounds like a very interesting. movie. When are you planning on start the filming? When are you going to start filming?
Yeah, filming is going to be the first 2 full weekends in August. Yeah, we're excited to get there. But, you know, we're in pre-production, so it's all the little intricacies that we have to deal with.
It's the little
Contracts
things.
and paperwork and making sure we have all our I's dotted and T's crossed.
And the
Got it.
props. To make sure you have all the props.
Yeah, I've been nonstop making props
Yeah,
for
you
like
know.
the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, you know, it's all the little stuff.
Yeah, like
the giant coffin.
Yeah.
In the
Speaking of tea,
Oh, yeah.
how's he gonna? I mean, what you said? Your T's crossed. How is tea?
Ah! Yes, I crossed him the other day.
If you don't know, a member of his crew, what is Bryant Geary, and everybody calls him T.
Yeah,
So,
I'll explain it. There's me and 2 partners in Platinum Gear Productions. One is named Brian Powell, and the other one is Bryant Geary. So there's a T at his name. So instead of going, "Hey, Brian," and they both turn around, we've decided that Bryant is now T. So he's our director of photography. He is the one setting up all the shots. Again, we're in pre-production, so when we go to film this thing, it's not just show up with a camera and go, "Okay, what are we going to do?" He sets up every last shot. He sets up a storyboard that's being posted to our wall right now. So we know every camera angle, what scenes they're going to be. You know, he does all that paper, all that magic.
he's on the technical end.
Right.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Now you brought a prop with you today.
I did. This is the first steak that I made.
Actually, if you look at it quick, it looks like a garden gnome.
It does.
You know, it's like, how you doing? Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This was one piece of wood that I carved and then, sanded and spray painted and made it look like.
Can you show it to the camera, or maybe Austin? Can you?
Mhm.
See, isn't it pretty?
It is really sharp too. It is
Yes.
very, very sharp,
That's
and
real silver. Too.
and could impale somebody. It's very sharp.
Right. I used Google Images and I went and I got kind of ideas, and this was what ended up being the finished product.
Mhm.
So I'm making 5 of them for the movie.
Mhm.
Just finished making a coffin, which is sitting here at the studio.
Yep.
Making a cross to tie Miriam up to.
Which it's funny because I took a picture of the casket, the coffin. What's the difference in a casket and a coffin? Nothing. Took a picture. I sent it to my friend Tom Leffler from Leffler Funeral Home. I said, I think you forgot something. I think you lost something here, dude.
So like a coffin is just like a pine box. A coffin is a pine box. A casket has velvety inlining and
Well,
that's
separates and
velvet
everything.
inlining.
You can-
Satellite radio.
Yeah. So I've got 4 costumes for each of the main actors. 1 costume for each of the vampires. I've got all of the costumes to find. We're in the middle of funding right now, so I'm looking for sponsors and executive producers, associate producers. So I'm all out at this moment. I'm going to take a rest when we stop filming.
I was saying, is this one of your biggest undertakings yet? Get it?
Yeah,
Coffin undertaking.
it really is. Gray Man was a great learning tool for us because there were so many little things that we had to take note of. So that helped. But this one, with the special effects going on, with all the makeup issues that are going to be going on, there's it's a big project. For 17 minutes, it's a big project.
Any questions, Paul? Nope.
No,
let's-
I mean, I guess where did you get your experience to start doing this kind of thing? I mean, I know you didn't do it as a living.
Yeah, no, I've always been a writer. I think back to when I was in middle school. I had an old
14 BC.
black typewriter with the manual keys,
Yep.
and I used to write stories on that.
Yep.
And I met T, and like I said, I was a writer, and turned out he was an actor. So I said, well, here's a short story that I wrote, and he liked it. And I said, I can try writing a screenplay or, a short story or something like that for a movie. And I did, and he loved it, and it grew. And suddenly I was a director, and then I was a producer. And yeah, it's been all hands on.
What is the one that T was in? It's all black and white. It's just him.
Oh, that was called The Lull.
Yeah,
That
that was pretty powerful stuff.
That was my first, I wrote that, and that was my first opportunity to direct. And you look back at it and you kind of laugh because how many mistakes I made as a director. But yeah, it was
it was entertaining.
it was a pretty powerful piece, and it's on Facebook or YouTube. Anyone wants to see it, The Lull.
Yeah, in the Gray Man's also up there.
Mm-hmm.
Now I haven't even seen the Nye yet.
No, Nye isn't available yet. We just locked in the film, so now it's just a case of putting together the end credits and little pieces like that. But it should be coming up pretty soon.
Now, what do all these productions lead up to?
Well, hopefully, my goal and the goal of Platinum Gear Productions is to become one of the big players in southeastern Connecticut. When people go, I want to make a movie, who do I see? We want Platinum Gear Productions to be that name.
Mhm.
So we're working on growth. It's a slow, steady process.
Yeah.
COVID knocked us down just like it did everybody else. So we're gradually coming back into it. We do a lot of business stuff besides making movies, and that keeps the lights on for us.
Pretty good. Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Pretty good.
So when will this all be wrapped up? When do you figure? August? You
Yeah.
figure?
Well, we'd like to, after what happened with Main Street Film Festival because of the COVID thing. We'd like to have a film festival here in October, a horror fest, so that we can kind of promote Jewett City being the vampire capital of the world, just like Salem is the witch capital of the world. Now, we'd like to promote Jewett City and have a vampire style horror fest here.
Yeah.
So
We tried to do something like that last year, but COVID was here,
Right, yeah.
and
yeah, so
they put the kibosh on that real quick.
mhm.
So
Yeah. Well, I would suggest that when you want to do that fest, I would get a hold of town officials. I would come to an economic development meeting and do your pitch, and maybe economic development team can somehow help you.
But what would
Yeah.
EDC do? Like I know when I did like Hellfest, I didn't go to EDC. I went to just the Board of Selectmen. So I don't know what EDC is gonna do.
Well, they like me more, Mike.
Huh?
They like me more.
Yeah, we do. I don't know. I was just looking to
Ever.
see, just-
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm curious. I mean,
I don't
they
know.
might as well just go to public safety, public
No,
health and
that's-
safety too. You know,
well, maybe.
Well, the people out there, if you've been on Griswold now, Lisbon,
Paul's
now,
on those
Plainfield,
boards, so that's what it is.
I'm only trying to think of somebody to help you.
Yeah.
You want to develop economic development in a town. You're a business.
Right.
Why would we not want to help you?
Oh, exactly.
That's
And
the way
again,
that's the angle I was looking at.
I'd like to keep pushing for Jewett City to be the vampire capital of the world.
Yeah.
I'd like people, you pop into a mom and pop place here on Main Street and they sell plastic fangs or, books about vampires or,
Right,
Yeah,
right.
That's a good idea.
think about Salem, Mass. And how can we translate that into this town?
Yeah, they have. That Salem Pass. That's a tourist place.
And that all started with one episode of Bewitched.
How many times have we talked about this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and I've gone down and I've talked to Todd Babbitt and other businesses in town and say, hey, look, Salem has made a huge, it's $1 million business. They bus people in
Mhm.
to Salem,
Yeah.
for what they do. This is a quaint little town. Do you imagine what we could do with little Jewett City? I mean, they need something to market. They
Right.
need something to market. This is absolutely perfect to market.
I think
For
so.
this little crusty little town, you know what I mean? With a lot of old buildings and a lot of history and
Mhm.
a lot of old architecture, and it's perfect. And it's right in the middle.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
having this film festival and hundreds of people walking up and down Main Street, going to restaurants, walking into little mom and pop stores?
Are
Right.
you gonna
Yeah.
steal my idea? Are you gonna steal my idea? Is that what you're gonna do?
No.
That's it.
Hmm.
We had an idea. I don't even know whose idea it really was. Was it yours?
I don't know.
No, I'm serious.
Which idea are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about the having people walk around just as vampires.
Oh, that was your idea.
That
No,
was my-
that was all you.
Oh. I didn't know if it was yours.
No,
and-
you had thought of that, doing it for a couple days before Halloween. And, I want to see it happen on the night of the film festival.
You got the bigger picture.
You know,
Whatever, Paul.
thanks, Paul.
Why don't you stay home on Monday, Wednesday, Friday? I got Austin now.
You know,
I
what,
know you do.
you know what it is? Paul's had coffee today.
Oh, shit.
That's the whole difference.
Yeah, the idea was to have people walk around, not talk
Yeah.
to anybody.
Yeah.
Just in vampire garb.
Yeah, but again,
Different, because how many different styles of vampires are there?
oh yeah,
A lot.
There's
and
a ton.
we're developing our vampire to be a little bit different, kind of like
Yeah.
a new age goth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. I the biggest thing is I hope that people will engage and have fun with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, any business owners out there, like I said, we're looking for sponsors. We've got
So are we.
We
By the
got-
way,
we got
So
two
are we.
great sponsors in the first 48 hours that we started advertising it,
Yeah.
and we are excited.
so sounds really good. When are you going to start filming again?
First 2 weeks in August.
First 2 weeks in August. All right. Damn roads.
Digging a hole out there.
Speaking of digging a hole, time for me to lose Stump the Chump again.
That's why I was looking at the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can see Paul's chomping at the bit. He wants it.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
All right, Paul. I'm waiting on you, Bubba.
All right, he's multiple choice again because I know you can't answer them. So I got to give you the answers.
Whatever.
All right, here we go. Who
Whatever.
painted the Mona Lisa?
Da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci.
Correct.
Ooh, look at him go. I'm taking his coffee away.
Who wrote the songs for the Lion King? Elton John.
Elton John.
Elton John.
Taking your coffee away.
Edward Scissorhands.
Johnny Depp.
Wrong answer.
Shit.
Is known for cutting
Hair.
Hedges.
hair, brushes, clothes,
Hair.
everything. Wrong.
Hedges.
Oh,
Everything.
that's
Oh,
right. it's
damn
everything.
it.
Oh, come on.
D. Final answer.
How many elements are there in the periodic table?
115.
Wrong.
130.
Wrong.
128.
Wrong.
Okay, so none of us get it.
156.
It's 112, 118, 120, 143.
143.
It's 120.
Nope.
112.
We don't care. How many?
118.
Yeah.
Even on second guesses, we all get it.
In what year did women get the right to vote? 1910, 1920, 1930, 1940,
1910.
40. 40. 40.
1920.
1920.
Yeah, the Women's Suffrage Act.
What is a group
So
of
2-1.
what is a group of lions called?
Pride.
Pride.
Ha.
Pride is correct.
2-2.
You notice you two have totally forgotten about me over here,
Did
which
it?
is probably a good thing because I ain't got a
Gotta
squat.
speed it up.
I think you got one.
I didn't.
In Greek mythology,
Zeus.
who is the queen of the underworld?
Hera.
Pandora, Venusa, Helen, Persephone.
Persephone.
Helen.
Persephone.
Okay. Persephone.
Or maybe-
Persephone, yeah.
maybe-
Persephone.
Well, you know,
That's right. And her husband, Telephone.
And her grandson, Telegram.
You know, if you don't hear these freaking words that often.
Uncle Western Union.
Okay, so it's 3-2.
All right. Where is the California Disneyland located?
Los Angeles.
Wow.
Anaheim.
Yeah,
Los
yeah.
Angeles, Anaheim is the same. Whatever.
Go ahead.
Anaheim.
Austin, say Anaheim.
Anaheim.
Anaheim is correct.
There you go.
I was going to say, if I didn't get that, my girlfriend's going to shoot me.
What is the name of Harry Potter's pet owl? Hedwig?
Hedwig.
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 Harry Potter's what?
I got
You did.
I got
You
that
got
one.
it.
I heard Petterall.
Where's my pet Adderall?
Owl.
What's your name? Adderall. They call me Addie.
What Disney princess has 3 fairy godmothers?
Cinderella.
Wrong. Is it Cinderella, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, or Jasmine?
No,
Jasmine.
no,
Wait, no, wait. It's Aladdin. No.
I wanted to say the
Cinderella.
Maleficent's kid. She had 3 also.
Say Sleeping Beauty, Mike.
Sleeping Beauty.
Who sang Bippity Boppity Boo?
That's Cinderella, and that's only one.
I thought there was 3 of them attached to it.
That's the stepsisters.
That's the 3 stepsisters, the evil stepmother.
You
and
could have
one
said
fairy
Jesus,
godmother.
but no, you get the 3
I
wise
said
men.
Jasmine. I was like, wait, Jasmine. I'm like, no.
I'm
That's
Googling
Aladdin.
this.
Paul, he has 3 fairies. Those are the 3 Stooges.
And I'm looking at them. And then they are right in front of me.
Is that it?
Hey,
I think
Mo.
I took the title back.
And new. Very good, Austin. son.
Actually, I thought you took it last week, too.
He did.
Oh
did,
yeah,
You're
I'm
retaining.
the returning
You
champ.
have retained your title. So, all right. That's it. Chris, thanks for talking to us about The Last American
Thanks for
Vampire
having me
today.
here.
Yeah, no. It's great. It's great to see local people doing great things, and your stuff's really interesting. So you can check them out on Facebook. You can check them out at Platinum Gear Productions on YouTube.
Yeah,
And
all
anywhere
those.
else,
Instagram. and
Instagram.
We're all over
Okay.
social media.
Okie doke. Austin, thanks for coming on by.
Of course.
Paul, whatever.
You're locked in anyway.
All right. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you Monday right here on SNSN.
There are 2 types of traffic control devices that require drivers to come to a complete stop before proceeding forward: red lights and stop signs. According to statistics published by the National Highways Traffic Safety Administration, an average of 2 people die each day in the United States in automobile collisions caused by someone running a red light, and over 120,000 are injured. 45% of all crashes occur at intersections where someone often has a stop sign or red light and fails to stop and or yield the right of way after stopping. When the driver fails to stop for a traffic control device, the results can be deadly, particularly if they are rushing to beat a yellow light. Failing to stop constitutes negligence